If Elon called you tomorrow and offered you a job and you had to leave your warehouse and he's like, dude, I like your style. I like your brain. Come work for me.
Make rockets with me.
Yeah. What would you want? What would you do?
I don't know. I know some people that work there already. They didn't seem to be that happy.
You and Elon sharing an office, bouncing ideas back and forth.
I just know a machinist that works there that I went to college with.
I'm talking about in the you and Elon.
I don't know.
Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David sharing a desk.
Oh, wow.
What would you? You know, you and Elon just bouncing ideas.
I don't know.
Okay, you're happy with the wood shop.
Yeah, I like doing what I do. Okay. But I like to make things. I like to make new things.
Yeah,
you know, have a lot of fun with that.
So you think the skateboards now will stick to the 7-ply?
I really feel so. I hope that what Powell and Santa Cruz have done, and also what's those other guys make the boards with the green urethane tips on them.
Oh, I know.
I can't think of the name now.
Green
I'm
urethane
blanking.
tips.
Anyways, they're doing some high-end boards that are even better than what those guys do, you know,
Really?
but selling direct to consumer, $200, you know,
Oh,
type of
whoa.
thing. And, you know,
How do they ride?
I wish them the best with it. Different, but people are liking them.
It's a $200 deck?
Yeah.
And it lasts for a long time, or I'm assuming?
last time. Really hard urethane bumpers.
What is this?
Really hard. Very much like, I made them like 70D on my bumper board years ago. And mine was just me mimicking what Kryptonics did in the 70s in my revision of it, right? You know, and they've done their version of it. And it's really cool. But they're using like, I don't even know how hard it is. Like ridiculously hard stuff. And it's got high abrasion resistance. So it doesn't razor tail easy.
What is it? I always trip out on, like, do they sound different? It must sound different.
They sound different for sure.
That's the only thing. I think I said a skateboarder, it's...
Yeah.
I was talking about the other day. I was like, man, I snapped my board up. I'm like, dude, that's what I want to hear. And if you don't hear that sound, it kind of fucks up your whole thing in skating, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know?
Skaters can't even deal with like they have to have that VX1000 sound.
Yeah, it's similar to something like that. But, you know, like when you hear that good wood, you know, it's good.
Everybody knows what they like.
Everyone,
right?
yeah,
That's the reality. You know what you like. You don't necessarily know why. I mean, I have guys come to me all the time, and I'm like, well, do you always do that trick off the nose? Like, yeah, why? I don't know, because it works, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't even think about it, right? Like, it's just an organic thing. And then to me, I'm like, well, you want to counteract that and make the tail work that way? Oh, you can do that? Yeah, we could do that.
Like, why when I ride switch, am I riding the board off the nose? Why not just ride it?
Right.
Ride
Well,
it
the whole thing about
backwards?
switch, there's a whole misnomer of thinking switch is opposite. I remember watching Battle of Barracks last year, and it was Jocelyn and Luan.
Oh, yeah.
Two amazing
guys.
flat ground.
Luan rides a board with like 3 fingers of flat.
His board's-
It's very flat deck. He's got really long legs.
Yep.
Okay. Jocelyn rides a board in a different mold, just regular like production style mold.
Yep.
You know, had a little bit of a different shape. I could hear their boards clicking on the floor.
In the video.
I could.
there.
That place is amazing. When an event's going on, there's a silence in there.
Oh, yeah.
And the
True.
intensity,
That's
you
true.
can hear it.
Yeah.
I remember like 5 years ago, it was PJ against P-Rod. Same thing.
Yeah.
I made both the boards. They're down to the end. I'm listening to what's going on. You know, the pop, like how different they are.
If you were
Their style,
blindfolded,
their
would you
approach.
know which board was popping the sound?
Probably not.
Like that's
unless-
PJ. That's PJ.
I was like,
That's
wow.
PJ. Oh,
Yeah.
that's P-Rod.
That's
Yeah.
definitely beer back.
Yeah, I don't think I would have that unless I listened to it first, because so much of it's just the dramaticness of that environment, right?
Oh, my
it's
God.
like a wind up.
Pin drop.
It's just amazing.
So the Luan Chris Joslin board, where were we? What?
So the boards are very drastically different.
Yeah.
I could hear it. Luan's got this amazing pop. Luan's also got really long legs. So he can counteract that fingers of flat, that flat concave with his own energy, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you guys know what inseam pant you wear?
What?
What?
32.
When you buy pants.
Like 32. Yeah.
I wear 32, 33.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk to your friends. So in general, tall guys ollie high, right? That's always been pretty known, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You know? I'm tall.
Yeah.
I don't ollie good. I used to ollie over a channel in the vert ramp, like, you know, coping bonk or something back in the day, right? But I wear a 32 inseam, and I'm 6'3".
Okay.
Pudwell has a 32-inch inseam, too. He's nowhere near my height.
Right.
He's tall in the bottom. He's got that long leg thing going, right? You know? So it's interesting how, you know, people are built, right? you know,
Crazy.
and how their board needs to then counteract that or work with that.
Do you think?
It's funny how.
So what?
And they figure it out. They just don't know why.
Yeah.
So if you think that Luan had a steeper board, you think he'd pop higher?
He has the control to use his energy when he needs it. So in general, a young skater needs a board of a really tall nose and tail. It takes a long time to hit. Okay.
Right.
So imagine just like little league, like they're pitching like this, right? In college and the big leagues, the guy's going to fall off the front of the mound.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Right.
And he's winding up, right? And now he's got to deliver this thing with accuracy and precision, right? So the same thing of an ollie. If we go back to ollie in the 80s, okay, it was 60, 65 millimeter wheels, half-inch risers. The angle on this thing when it hit the board's like a rocket, right?
Yeah.
And then there's no nose to level it out. So
Yeah.
you look at the ollies from the 80s, and they're not what we consider a proper ollie because you can't level out.
Right,
There's
they're
no,
just
there's no
rocketing.
lever
Yeah.
there. You know, and then
Yeah.
when we made the nose the same angle and made it longer, it's like, oh, push the lever and I can get it up, right? Like,
Leverage,
and then that
yeah.
led to, you know, tricks and everything else, right?
Yeah.
Like that now that finesse and control was there. So it's always a challenge. Do you want power or do you want finesse? You know, and what are you looking for? And you want power on the nose or power on the tail? Because people want to think switch is exactly opposite. But what I was getting to before was at the Battle of Barracks, one is doing the trick in front of them and the other's doing the trick behind them.
Yeah.
But they're both doing it switch. Their peer group knows they're not riding the normal stance.
Right.
And it's totally okay. I don't know how that's going to work in the Olympics yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Very interesting thing. But it's like that whole like he's riding his abnormal and he's doing it. But he does it off the tail behind him versus off the nose in front of him.
Yeah.
Because your energy on your tail, your body weight in general is, if you look to the center of the board, you're not really standing center. You're standing a little back on the
offset,
back,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But when you go to nollie, you're setting up, you're getting close to center, and then it's like
Yeah.
your body weight never goes all the way there.
Sure.
Because it's in front of you,
Yeah.
not behind you.
You ever had a conversation with Rodney Mullen about this stuff?
Not really. I've known him since he was 10.
Really? Okay.
I remember
Just
standing at
wondering.
his house
This
back
was-
then. He was local at Sensation Basin Skate Park. It was like 2 hours north of Tampa.
It's fascinating. The way that you look at skateboarding and just skateboards in general is just, it's beyond my comprehension sometimes, you know? You're talking
But-
about
but-
this and that and this and
But
that. I'm
it's
just like,
it's a
whoa,
result of
dude.
my
Like,
environment.
no, I know.
It's a result of the people I've interacted with my whole life. If I was in a room with I would not come up with anything if I didn't have a solution, a need,
Right.
a process, right? You know, it's like it's a puzzle.
Yeah.
You know, and then those that are willing to play the puzzle with me and interact and spend that time, it's amazing.
Oh yeah, there's
Right?
plenty of them out there. Like you said, I'm not the guy to think about
Right.
that stuff. You know, I'm just more of the guy of like, hey, I like this. This is a good looking shape.
Right.
I put the trucks on. I put the grip tape on. Zip, 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 zip.
Yeah,
and,
and
I go.
some people will be locked for years. Nigel's been unlocked for years.
It's crazy. I
Mold,
love it.
shape. He'd been unlocked for years. Lacey, I just sent her 5 new boards.
Yeah.
I did a mock-up last week at the factory without making a template. I did some stuff, and she's like, I think I want my nose shorter now. It's like, she's keep on. In general, the tide with pro skaters is getting more compact. That's the tide that's been going on for about 2.5 years. I hadn't seen it. Usually it takes 4 or 5 years before it's market.
Yeah.
What I see happening with the pros, because it was for so long, it was a longer, more,
So
more,
now
longer
it's
nose,
getting
longer.
shorter and
Shorter
shorter and
wheelbase.
shorter.
and more compact. And also people that are short going like, I don't need a 14-inch wheelbase. She rides
What am I gonna? Yeah.
13 3/4 now.
Yep.
You know, but then, you know, I made some boards for Vanessa, and she's like, I rode Vanessa's board. I'm like, well, she's riding Thunders and you're riding Indies.
It changes the geometry.
Yeah.
No, not the geometry, the wheelbase. We judge our wheelbase by the truck holes. The real wheelbase is center of axle to center of axle. When Elon Musk sells a car and it has a stated wheelbase, Elon made the whole car.
Right.
But when you get a skateboard and you mix up that board, these trucks, these
Yeah.
wheels, you got your own combination, right? So it changes it. But then by her saying that, I'm like, okay, well then, and she's like, I feel like I need more power now. You know, where before she needed more finesse, now I need more power. Okay. she gives me tells me what she wants. I give her a prescription, and she's like, "Oh, that's great. Okay, I'll make a template for it." Or she'll be like, "Oh, I didn't do what I thought."
Why do truck companies have different measurements? This drives me nuts. I wish they would just use one measurement. You got Indies that are like, oh yeah, it's a 147. This Thunder with the one, it's the same size truck.
Okay, well let's check what they really are. Take a pair of calipers, right? Because a lot of times it's marketing, right? So
there's a pair of Indies right here.
They're 139s, I believe.
139s.
Okay,
now the same thing in a Thunder would be
so
like
it's
a
a
149 or something.
I got Thunder.
Okay, well this is a 137.05.
Oh.
What is it?
But every millimeter is 2/3 of the ply of the thick ply on a board, or the ply of the thickness of crossband.
What?
Yeah, everything relates.
What?
So, Raj, that's a one. What would you say that was?
So it's 2 millimeters off.
Okay.
This
From
must be
the state.
they market as a 139.
139, but it was a
Now
130.
maybe if we take the washers, we might be able to.
This is what I'm talking
say
about.
It is a 139 with the washers. Well, with 4 washers, it's a 140.
I just wish that the truck companies would just get together and be like, okay, you know what? We're gonna just.
It's got the right 4 holes in it. You got to be happy with that, right?
Will you talk to them for me and just?
And
have
then if you
them...
want to check your wheels, chances are your wheel. If you rotate your wheels.
No.
I do sometimes.
Okay, well,
When I change
Let's put on new
people
ones.
rotate their wheels when they see that it's coned, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Back in
But
the
usually
day.
when people are in my shop and I check their wheels, I'll go like, oh, this wheel's 2 millimeters smaller.
Of course.
Oh, it's your speed check wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's under your back toe. Yeah, it's,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you got to rotate your wheels. You want to keep everything in balance.
It's funny because that 2 millimeters it's huge.
Yeah.
No, it is.
huge.
Like if you look at it and say, hey, it's a 50 millimeter wheel for easy math.
Yeah.
And 2 millimeters, right? That's 4%.
48. Were you good at math in school, or did you? Was it?
Yeah, it sounds like
I'm
he is.
pretty good at math.
Okay. 5 times 5.
However, I'm not 25. I'm an applications engineer, though. I'm not a book engineer. Like if you have me sit down and talk with someone that has a science book or a math book, like I'm horrible at that. Application. I'm an
Numbers, though.
application
Your
engineer.
numbers, you see numbers.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see numbers. Yeah, altogether.
What's your thoughts on the twin nose and tail?
So here's my take on twin. Would you rather have a pocket knife with 1 knife or 2?
2.
Okay, so if your nose and tail are the same length and your board is drilled center in the mold and everything's symmetrical, yeah, you don't have to worry about which is which.
Right.
Hopefully you figured out how to get your trucks balanced so you don't get thrown
that's the
off by
whole
that,
thing.
right?
Right,
Yeah, because if, what's in front of you, what's behind you, the loose truck, the stiff truck. But when your nose is longer, it now reacts different. So why does he do that trick off the nose? Because it's hitting sooner. And it's half a degree or 2 degrees hitting sooner. And so, in general, when the average board has a longer nose than tail, and you want to hit sooner, or you're bombing a hill in San Francisco and you want to get across that driveway gap and you want to go more forward than up, just ride your board backwards. Chances are it will give you that 2% that you need.
Wow.
It's crazy. I mean, I had a situation, this is quite a few years ago, Darrell Stanton, where this is like 12 or 15 years ago. He had 2 boards in his truck, and in that era, that was very
Rare.
that era, right?
Yeah.
You wrote, and he's like, this one's the bomb. And I'm like, what's so great about this one? He's like, well, I had this spot. There's like a parking garage over stairs, railing, grass, sidewalk, curb, street. And I look at the 2 setups, and he doesn't know he has low on one board and highs on the other board. Okay.
Yeah.
3/8 of a different wheelbase, a 1/4 inch different in tail length. And I look at it and I go, well, from looking at these combination, I project that this one's going to go 10% further forward. He starts jumping up and down. I was missing it by 2 feet for 2 years. So as long as he was jumping down 12 feet, under 18, he didn't need any help. But when it came to 20 feet, he needed his setup to be just a little bit more, right?
But they don't teach they don't teach you that. Skaters are just
gotta
they
figure
don't.
that
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I tried.
It's
I
weird.
tried to do something a few years back with IASC and try to start this skate tech thing with the trade shows when I used to go do Creative Skate there and do
Yeah.
education stuff, right? And I tried to build a foundation for that, but I just couldn't get the industry to agree. Like, we've got to work on our ego. We don't need to talk about that.
I feel
shit.
like work on the ego. I feel, and maybe I'm completely wrong, but I feel like maybe 70% of the skaters really don't care. They just grab a board and go.
Right.
I think there's a small percent that actually
There's
really
a small percent that care.
focus on that.
And my whole career, that's who I've satisfied. Obviously, the laser steel's been there for 15 years, but before that, people were like, oh, that prick or that round edge. This is how you tell that it's from that factory.
What did you call
right?
Raj? Oh, my bad.
Thank God for you, man. You helped out skateboarding as a whole.
That's
That's
incredible.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it's
thank
been
you.
a fun.